Hello. So the Space Monkey report number 6 happened on the 31st of October, and it was terrible. So if you were watching the stream at home, you probably noticed that they kept us waiting for a couple of extra minutes. It's annoying, but it's a small price to pay for not having to watch that shit show in person. So it starts off promising enough with Associate Director Emile Morel and writer Kevin Irwin. Kervin Irvin. And writer Kevin Irwin on stage. So I had actually never heard of either of them, so I decided to look them up. Emile Morel has been a game designer at Ubisoft for 10 years, and he was also responsible for a lot of the gameplay in Rayman Legends, so that's a really good sign. I'm actually very optimistic about him working on this project. Kevin Irwin is a community developer and translator, so he gets the fellow translator fist bump, but we don't actually know if he's a good writer or not. So I guess we'll find out. They didn't really mention any other projects he's worked on, and I couldn't find anything because Kevin Irwin is a very common name apparently. Next, they're getting ready to talk about the legendary Bikini, but then they talk about Jade because what is structure if not completely unnecessary? Do you think somebody told them to just not use the word iconic?
Just as a recap, BGE 2 is a prequel to BGE 1, and so the Jade that you just saw in the trailer is younger than the one from the first game.
Oh, it's a prequel, so it takes place in the past. Got it, yeah.
Jade is younger?
Telling me that in the past, Jade is younger? Holy shit, the implications! Are they saying that time in the Beyond Good and Evil universe passes in a linear fashion? You know, it's these subtle details that really make a game world feel realistic.
And as we saw in the trailer that you just saw, she's the bad guy. She's not the hero anymore.
Actually, she's not the hero yet. Your rules, not mine.
There are many legends of this teenager who would go around and kill pirates. It's a legend because no one's ever seen her. Those who might have died.
If everyone who has ever seen her is dead, who is telling the stories? And if not everyone who's ever seen her is dead, then why are you lying to us? Ubisoft? Why bother talking about Jade as if she was a myth if you've already shown us that she's real? You could have kept Jade a secret the entire time and then had the most mind-blowing reveal somewhere halfway through the game, but it's a couple of years too late for that. I gotta say, the detail here is extremely impressive. There's no doubt that the artists working on this project are just extremely talented people. It's really nice to see. Except the inside of the nostrils looks a little bit jagged. Also, my wife just has the biggest crush on Dakini now, so that's fun.
Hell yeah!
She has a very Indian influence. That was really important to us, this ethnic Indian side of her. Through her clothing, of course.
Oh boy, here we go with the clothing thing. Dakini's name comes from an Indian myth, so they made her Indian, gave her Indian clothes. It makes sense. Or does it? No, it does not. Everyone in System 3 is a clone. Dakini is not from India. She's never been there. She might not even know it exists. She has no reason to be drawn to Indian-style clothing. Now, it might just be coincidence that her DNA and her fashion sense lined up, and her design is pretty dope, so I'll just let it slide. For now.
Most legendary pirate character in the world. She's the one who launched piracy. She recruited the legendary. She's obsessed with the Mocha's Gate, which is an artifact that's very mysterious outside of System 3. She thinks that something very important is hidden behind Mocha's Gate, so she went off with her legendary crew, the pirates, to discover this gate and what's behind it.
Okay, it's nice that they talked a little bit about world building. Something's behind I'm not willing to go to that damn stream again and figure out how to pronounce it. Something's behind Mocha's Gate. Mocha. Maybe it's Mocha. We don't know what it is, and it seems to be a secret they want to keep. And I can respect that.
Can we go back to talking about Dakini?
No, but look forward to the fan art.
I'm already looking at it.
The Mamago clan, they're mechanics. That's where you go to buy upgrades for your ship, to repair your ship, just like you did in the first game.
The cloning is a really nice excuse to have pseudo-returning characters actually make sense in the universe. I love the Mamagos, so I'm happy to see them reprising their role. But why do all of them have Jamaican influences? Wouldn't it depend on where they live? Wouldn't a family of Mamagos in Ganesha City grow up in an India-inspired environment? Unless you're telling me that taste in clothing and music has nothing to do with your experiences as a person, but is entirely genetic. And you're not saying that, are you? You're not going to say that, are you?
So yeah, we wanted to talk about the jetpack. It's really important to us. We're in a world where everyone in System 3 might have a jetpack.
The future is awesome. Everyone has a jetpack.
Oh, hi, Shark.
They mention Astras or Astra. Astra, that's a good word. Yeah, Astra, good word, good name, too.
Belts, it's a little bit in the shade, but you can see that it's an Astra launcher on his belt. And you launch Astras that are special powers that people in this world use to fight. We'll talk about Astras a little bit more.
So, are those going to be like the space magic in Mass Effect? Because that'd be cool. Like, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to them telling us more about that later.
When you see a pirate, we want you to be able to right away know, okay, we know where he comes from.
No, I think we all know where they came from. Those fucking cloning machines.
Well, this one, you know that it's obvious that he's Japanese in terms of influence.
Japanese DNA doesn't mean you'll wear sci-fi kimonos. That makes no logical sense.
These have African influences.
Oh, I see. Black people wear African clothing. Yeah, we saw that at Obama's inauguration when he refused to take off his fucking Aku Aku mask. I'm getting way too worked up over this. Customer characterization. Character customization looks to be extremely extensive. Let's just hope that those holographic horns don't cost more than Hollow Knight. Jesus fucking Christ!
So the most experienced players will be able to do that themselves.
They said experienced players can wear these, so hopefully that means cosmetics will be earned in-game. Oh man, my heart actually stopped for a split second there. I thought they just straight up put Divalite pearls on screen, but petals, sure.
And the sphere inside this crystal, that's Divalite.
Oh yeah, the sphere at the center. I am so right. Called it. And then we get more of a recap on how Divalite works. Nothing new. Oh, that shield actually looks pretty cool. I hope they tell us more about it.
This shield is composed out of tiny nanobots.
Yeah, tiny nanobots, as opposed to the big ones. The spacesuit is pretty cool. It's a great excuse to give players full range of movement even in outer space, but we've seen it before.
There's also a form of Divalite which is pure. It's used kind of like gas in System 3.
Every time they talk about pure Divalite, they just suppress the urge to say pearls. I can feel it.
It's used kind of like gas in System 3. It's used for ships. We see kind of a hunting ship, just a fighter, but it's also used for motherships, really huge ships, so all the whole way. So Divalite is what's going to be used to propel ships through the system.
So right now I'm thinking that the progression in the game will mostly revolve around collecting more and more pearls so you can power bigger and bigger ships. This could work similarly to Breath of the Wild, where you rarely find specific powers or items, but instead you constantly collect little things that will ultimately help you improve yourself. In terms of gameplay, this could be a lot of fun. I trust you, Emile.
There are also the holograms. All the different holograms are made out of tiny nanobots. Once they're connected, they make these 3D images that you can go around, you can go through them, but it's a more standard use. and it's a unique signature in the world of BGE2.
Holograms. What an excellent fucking use of resources. If it was just projections, I'd be fine with it. But no, it's millions of nanomachines just to look pretty. I feel like if Diolite is really that precious, you shouldn't be wasting it. If this is the devs' way of making us dislike the people in power, well, mission fucking accomplished. I'm right there.
Now, can we know more about how it happens? How is it created? How does it come into this world?
Oh yes, please tell us the story about the sad monkeys again. I was just starting to get interested, and it scared me.
This huge rock formation was created by a meteor that exploded a lot of Earth high up in the sky, but it was kind of frozen because of Diva-lights.
Diva-light did it is going to be a thing, isn't it?
You also need sulfur for a chemical reaction, which is going to create the end result of Diva-light. So that's a typical mine. So you have a lot of hybrids with terrible working conditions.
You'll work off that kick in the acid mines. No!
Oh god, I mean, it looks cool, but I really hope we don't have to explore them all.
As a player, I can go around and you can find secrets and explore.
Oh, good. I mean, if Ubisoft says it's optional, I have no reason not to believe that. Okay, I was wrong about them processing Diva-light in space. I'm not too proud to admit that.
All right, sounds very clear. So we talked a lot about Diva-lights. We showed a lot of concept art.
Yes, you've shown us a lot of concept art. That's what you've been doing for years now.
Not necessarily the final product that we're showing tonight.
You're not showing a product in development. You're not showing a product at all.
And we're also looking at the moment at what Diva-light is going to sound like.
I never thought I was going to say this, but they actually found a bit of world building that I don't care about. I do love Christoph Earl, though. He is a wonderful composer and seems like a cool guy. The game's soundscape would not have been the same without him. Also, what do you think the interpreter is eating? Leave your guesses in the comments below. Fucking professional transitions.
So we wanted to find something organic because it's a string and it's made out of horse. One of the really new things that we want to bring in BGE2 is we want the world itself to produce music. So of course we'll have music that's composed by Christophe that is going to be playing in players' ears, but we also want sounds from the universe that come and mingle into this soundscape. If you go in the laboratory or if you go in the storage spaces for Diva-light, for example, you'll have a lot of mechanical sounds that are going to come and synchronize themselves. An electric buzz or the sound of wind, those will fit in terms of rhythm and in terms of flow, so that we are between diegetic and extra diegetic.
Environmental sounds syncing up to the music is something you don't actually hear a lot outside of rhythm games. It makes for very memorable soundscapes. I'm looking forward to seeing how this pans out. Audio joke! A lot of very talented artists had the chance to become part of Beyond Good and Evil 2, and I'm very happy for them. I think the radio station will be a lot of fun to listen to just based on how many drastically different styles and artists are represented here. But they do talk about hit record forever, and they really aren't saying anything new. It's an easy skip, unless you're watching it in person. Man, I can't believe the size of the bullet I dodged by not going there. And after talking about hit record forever, they just play a trailer that explains all of the same stuff in a more interesting way.
You're listening to Radio Cheetah.
Hybrid for life, that's just fucking dumb. Oh, no, I'm sorry, but what I meant to say is, no, it's fucking dumb. Like, I see what they tried to do here, like a gangster for life, pirate for life, that kind of thing. It's a way of expressing that you found what you love and that you're not going to stop following your path. Now, if I said I was human for life, what would you say? You wouldn't say anything. You would back away slowly because I've clearly lost it. Exclaiming hybrid for life doesn't make any sense. You can't stop being a hybrid. It's not a choice. It's not a thing you do. So obviously you're hybrid for life. This line is immersion-shatteringly impossible to attribute to a hybrid. The song, though, is competently put together, just the lyrics need work. Like, seriously, just shout hybrid power and hope people don't mistake you for a fucking car commercial. And it's over. They'll play some music, which is cute, and that's it. What a waste of time. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, you know how to do it. If you want to discuss the stream and other things Beyond Good and Evil, make sure you check out the Beyond Good and Evil Discord. I'm there, lots of people are there, just talking about Beyond Good and Evil. I don't know how we haven't run out yet. This stream isn't gonna do much good. It's not gonna keep the conversation going for very long, but it's a fun place to hang out. Goodbye.
Patrice, Raphaël, Romuald, Jérôme, Maxence, Nassono, Mathieu qui a fait les traductions. À bientôt.